what's going on? Zach here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. So you may or may not remember about, I don't know, 2 months or so here on the channel, I pulled who I then hypothesized might be the new worst legendary. These worst legendaries in the game, they kind of sneak them in under the radar. They don't even talk about these champions. One day, they're just there.
Not everyone can become a great artist. But a great artist can come from anywhere.
And that was the case with Holsring. I don't remember even reading about this dude. He was just in the game one day. Oh. Here it is! Rocks him in a Holsring. No! And of course, your boy maxed him out to see how bad he really is. Is he worthy of the title of worst legendary in Raid Shadow Legends? Is this the dude that you never want to see coming out of that legendary shard, or coming out of that whatever shard, sacred or ancient shard? So here he is, Holsring. He looks cool. That's the smoke monster motif going on over here. A la Lost circa, what, 15, 20, 30 years ago? I forgot. Time flies by. Anyway, it reminds me of the smoke monster from Lost. He looks really cool aesthetically. Like, what is that? They have the, my editor, Osama. Where's that music? I need the Holsring music, man. Give it to us. Give it to us. Aesthetically, he's really cool. Sacred Order, but kind of an undead or dead or not dead. I have no idea what's going on. But either way, he's cool looking at least. At least he's got that going for him. What does he do? What does this dude do, right? On his A1, 2 times at random. Ugh, 2 times at random.
How much longer can you keep this up?
Who really cares? I'm being like a stickler too bad out the gate. I'm being too bad on the guy. Increase attack on this chamber 2 turns if the attack is critical. It's actually a solid A1, right? For a nuker. On overthrow, his A2 abilities 3 times at random. Will ignore 25% of defense against targets under Hex. Will ignore a further 25% of defense against targets under Hex debuffs from the Bannerlords and Knight Revenant factions. Okay. A, he's got Hex, and B, he has conditional faction ignore defense. What a crappy ability. And the worst news is, it doesn't even have that great multipliers on it, right? It's a 1.95 multiplier, a 1.7 on the A1. Really nothing at all to write home about. The only saving grace is there's 3 attacks at least, so against 1 mob, he can actually, you know, he can deal a little bit of damage, right? 3 times. Witchfinder, his A3 ability. 4 times at random. So they're all at randoms. Ah, gross. But again, it's a 4-hitter and a 3-hitter in his kit. This is on a 5-turn cooldown of 4 when you book it down. So again, I don't know. 3-turn, 4-turn cooldown on a 4-time at random. He does steal turn meter, right? So each hit has a 100% chance of placing a Hex debuff for 3 turns. Champions from Bannerlords and Knight Revenant factions cannot resist the debuff. Also has a 100% chance when booked of stealing 25% of the target's turn meter, steals 50% of the turn meter instead against Bannerlords and Knights Revenant factions. If this champion's turn meter is 75% or more after the steal, places a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns. And on the passive, guys, we have Hunter's Guile, right? So if this champion attacks 2 targets under Hex debuff during the same turn, places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 1 turn, it will not count counter attacks. Increase critical damage by 30% when attacking under a perfect veil. So, hey, if you want to use this champion, I think like the best use case is probably him in like a longer clan boss battle with another perfect veil champion like Tatura Reinhide, and you know, you get the extra crit damage. Not too bad in some AoE damage mitigation by 15% with a perfect veil on there as well. And then Giant Slayer mastery, right? So over these longer duration battles, clan boss, and obviously Fire Knight, some synergy there with all the hits and turn meter steal on the A3. He can be, you know, a decent damage dealer, but again, the multipliers really aren't there on these skills to justify, you know, leaning heavily on him as a DPS option, in my opinion, but I will run him just for the heck of it in a clan boss comp on a longer clan boss battle, just to see what type of damage he can put out. So as I just mentioned, guys, masteries, we did go with the Giant Slayer mastery as our tier 6 option. Also a little bit of accuracy on him to make sure he's landing his Hex debuffs. And yeah, let's see what this dude can do here. Really quickly, total stats. We have prioritizing some speed, some attack, and crit rate, crit damage, right? And again, a little bit of accuracy if you do want to land any of those Hex debuffs, which why wouldn't you, I guess, even though we don't really love Hex here on the channel. We went with attack percentage on the chest, crit damage on the gauntlets, and speed on the boots. I actually have Cruel and Instinct sets on him. So Instinct is a 4-piece set, 12% speed, ignore 15% enemy defense, and an extra 5% enemy defense on the Cruel. So 20% ignore, not too bad with the extra speed there. We have not a lot of HP on this champion, just kind of a note for you guys. We have attack with a lot of extra attack on the reaction ring, and then we have crit damage and attack on the banner. Nothing wrong with going a little bit of defense, a little bit of HP on the accessories, especially if you're looking for a little bit more sustainability out of this champion. Really quickly here, guys, you know that you really can't read anything into reviews in this game, but let's just look to see how bad they are. Maybe compared to some of the other worst the worst legendaries in the game. So boy, oh boy, right? I mean, he can't even get over a 2.5 in Demon Lord. Fire Knight, he does have a 3.1, and that's about it. All 2s alongside that. So yeah. People are not too enthusiastic about this champion. Let's check out Nogdar, guys, because Nogdar and Yakarl, those are 2 guys in Constantine. These are some guys who I think are in the running. Nogdar, I love Nogdar.
Move this man!
But people don't love him. He has really low reviews too. And again, you know, disclaimer for new viewers, you can't really read anything into these ratings, but it's fun to look nonetheless. So Yakarl, he did get a buff, but he's still meh. Let's see. I still don't think he's that great. A little bit better though. I would say, like, you know, for Void. These are Void champions. They ought to be really, really good. And then who's the last dude? Constantine. At least Constantine can nuke, man. At least he can nuke. He gets really bad scores, but like he can be an AoE nuker, and he can actually put out some pretty significant damage, even though he's definitely, in my opinion, the worst Void legendary out there in the game right now. So anyway, guys, let's try this dude out. Again, he's not an arena champion, but let's start out in the arena, guys.
It's really unfair. It's really unfair.
So let's see a team that we might be able to have a chance at possibly beating here. I don't know. Let's go for this one here. And then that's from the last video. That was a fun video. Let's throw him in right over here for Trunda. Sorry, Trunda, you're being replaced by the worst legendary in the game.
Goodbye, Moon Man.
No, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Let's just see what kind of damage he can do here. And then we'll switch over to Fire Knight, where at least you could make the case that he has some sort of you know, versatility. Am I being too tough on this guy? What do you guys think? So 4 times, it's all random, so you can't even choose the target. You know, it's like, okay, let's see who he attacks here. So hey, he took down Duchess, man. He took down Duchess. Now he's under the perfect veil. Let's see if he can take down the other 2. Boom. Hey, not too bad. I mean, they weren't big numbers, but it wasn't that bad. Let's try another one. It could have just been like a super weak team, or, you know, not too bad, right? Or maybe we got lucky, you know? Here we go again. Not too bad, man. I mean, this time we didn't kill Duchess, but, you know, the problem is it's not too bad, but it's, who cares, right? I mean, he gets the job done here, which is actually, he's kind of impressing me a little bit in the arena, but he's not an AoE champion. It's at random. You can't choose your target. Is anybody really going to use him as an arena nuker? I guess if it's the first, you know, legendary that you ever pull on your account. Let's do one more. I keep lying. I just want to keep seeing what he does on that A3.
Yes, excellent. I haven't had this much fun in ages.
Yeah, it's just not, I mean, yeah, I mean, whatever. It's all right. It's all right damage, right? But again, it's nothing to write home about. He's not going to be an arena champion. It's kind of a damage test out of his A3 ability here. What do I even care if I lose? What am I? Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. So let's go into a Fire Knight team with this dude. Let's try Fire Knight, and then we'll try a Clan Boss. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so Fire Knight team, we have Stag Knight, we have Duchess, we have Allure, we have Seer, and we have Holsring.
I don't think I can do this anymore.
Now, here's the thing. I'm sure some of you guys, Ash, he's not that bad, man. He's not that bad. You can use him. I'm sure some of you guys are like, he's really good for Fire Knight. And I don't know, man. Like, having a 3-hitter on an A2 and a 4-hitter on an A3, is that really any better than having a Cold Tart with 4 hits on her A1? or an Apothecary, just shut off for A2. And you got a 4-hit, and then you got steal or reduce 100% turn meter. Granted, he has 100% as well on a single target on his A3 ability. But still, I mean, give me Cold Heart, right? So sometimes I feel like, this is a mistake that I've made in the past, and you guys feel free to disagree with me in the comments, but just having some multiple hits on an A2 and an A3 doesn't make someone a Fire Knight god, especially with a customizable AI now, because, you know, as long as you have an Apothecary, wait, okay, we have a Reviver on the team. As long as you have like an Apothecary, a 3-time hitter at random on the A1, I mean, you're going to be good. You're going to get that shield down, right? So let's just see at least what kind of damage he can do, and hopefully get that shield down when we have him and Allure on the same team, so it's a like super control. So once we get this shield down, it ought to stay down, right? But again, I guess if you don't have Allure, I guess I could see somebody using him if they had no options for multiple hits or turn meter on Fire Knight, but like, you know, when is that ever the case, really? So here he goes. That was his, what, A3? I didn't even see the turn meter go down. Must have been his A2? I'm not sure. Here it goes. That's the A3. You can see the turn meter reduction. So, I mean, the team's pretty solid. I mean, this shield is never going to go back up. And we do have all those multiple hitters. So it's a solid squad here. Fire Knight, you know, 25. So I guess this would be, I would tend to agree. I'd probably give him like a 4 or a 5 in Fire Knight, right? And then I guess you could use him in Dark Fae as well, in Doom Tower. So there's some use case here. My question to you guys is going to be this. Is he the worst legendary? If not, who's worse than him, right? Who would you rather have Holsring over? Any of those guys that I just showed you? Constantine, Yakarl, who else is in there? Who's the Orc, man? The Orc, not a bad time, 217. Not a bad time. Let's see what he did for damage here. He did 1.3 million damage. I guess not bad. Not bad, right? Giant Slayer really helping this dude out as well. Who is the Tila, right? Tila. She's really bad too, huh? Where is she? Tila. They gave her a buff. She's stealing stuff. HP burn. AoE with leech and heal reduction. They gave her the leech on this. I don't know. A 4-turn cooldown. I think I'd probably rather have Holsring than Tila Gormain. You guys, you let me know. You let me know. I'm going to run a clan boss team with him just for the heck of it. We will see. This will not be speed tuned or anything like that. I just want to see what kind of damage he can put out against the Demon Lord. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I had to go Nightmare here because there was Force Affinity on Ultra Nightmare, but you know, I'm just going to throw him in this like OP Infinity Shield team, even though it doesn't really make that much sense for the synergy. And let's just see how he does. Let's see how much damage he can put out. Again, this is Demon Lord Nightmare, not Ultra Nightmare, so just take that into consideration. We're going to let this go. I'll come back to you guys and we'll see how he does. All right, guys, so as you guys can see, he actually is pretty impressive against Clan Boss, right? He's hitting for around 75 to 110k depending on the ability. I'm just gonna let it cycle through all the abilities there. You can see around 70k on the A3 per hit, plus Giant Slayer as well, right? What I want to do after this one is compare him directly to Jintoro. Both Magic Affinity, will compare the damage, because otherwise, what does this really mean, right? What can you really glean from this? So I'm going to come back at you at the end of this one, and then we'll swap in Jintoro, we'll compare the damage, and we'll make the decision. Is this dude a hidden gem for Clan Boss? Maybe? For Fire Knight, perhaps? Or is he a trash champion? Stay tuned. All right, guys, so Holsring actually put out an impressive 65 million damage. No big deal. I don't know, I'm starting to come around a little bit on this guy. This could be his use case. Long Clan Boss battles. Let's go ahead and compare him, though, before we get too excited with Jintoro. I'll be back in like 45 minutes of my time, or, 2 seconds your time. All right, guys, so the proof is in the pudding. Jintoro gets out-damaged by Holsring. Is Holsring a Clan Boss hidden gem? I am confident in saying the answer is yes. So look at this. I've come full circle throughout the duration of this recording. At the end of the video, I think, heck, he's one of the worst legendaries in the game. His abilities, his strengths are pretty niche, but in longer, kind of long-haul Clan Boss battles, you could do a lot worse, and obviously in Fire Knight. So I guess I'm going to say he is not the worst legendary in the game. I'm going to give that to Tila still. I think Tila still holds that title. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care, guys.